Hi, everybody. This is Don with the Vlog of Many Things. And with me tonight, we have a couple of special guests. We have below me Roger from Central New York Con.
Hey,
Hi,
everybody.
Roger. How are you doing tonight?
Good. How's it going today?
Good. And at the very bottom is the infamous Old Man Grognard, Glenn.
Hi, folks. Hi, Chad.
To my right or my left, depending on your camera angle, is Steve.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Steve. Speak, Steve. You're live.
Speak.
What happened, Steve? So Steve, you can
And
speak
below
now.
that is the infamous Eric Tenkar from Tenkar's Tavern.
Ta-da.
Causing troubles. That's all. Oh my God, Ben Mike's already in the chat.
Bad
Oh,
Mike, Satan
I'm done.
himself
I'm
has
outta
arrived.
here.
Oh, wow.
Chad, Thyatis, how you guys doing? And yes, there are 5.
Hey, I got something to show you.
Oh God, not a mason jar, I hope.
This came in the mail
Oh,
the
boy.
other day, and I wasn't even excited. This is from
What?
my friend Full On Gamer from Theco's Hammer.
Gen Con, are those?
Are those legitimate Gen Con dice?
Limited
Like, real?
edition Gen Con dice.
Nice.
Well, whoever gave you that gift, that's impressive because at Gen Con, those things are probably $75.
I don't doubt it. I guess I'll never be able to use them because I can't get the tin open. Oh, here we go. Let's see if I can put that up there without the. There we go.
Nice.
Nice. What's weird is like the D6 in here. They have a regular D6, but they gave me 2 D6, and I can't tell which one's the 6 or the 1 because one has the Gen Con logo on it, and the other one has the manufacturer's logo on it. So I guess I get to guess or something.
So it's not like a percentile dice. So how do you use
No,
2
this is a
D6 in a polyhedral set?
Yeah, I got a whole. It's a nice set. So thank you, Full On, again.
Fire Wander, how you doing? You have a fan in here,
Yeah.
Roger. We'll get names right.
Yeah, it's a buddy of mine.
DM Bloodworth
Oh,
is in here.
Foogly's here.
Look at that.
Fugly is here. Yes, he is. Yeah, it's like a jury, exactly. Bad Mike says we got nothing. He's got nothing to do tonight but watch football and you guys.
And I'm out of football.
At least
Well,
you're
then
watching,
we'll just have to punch you then.
watching class. This show's all about class,
What?
refinement.
Class, and why am I here?
We do kind of like a charitable thing every month, Roger. Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right, that makes sense.
JB. Tonight we're going to talk a little bit about everything. We're going to talk Ask Me Anything, so you guys are going to be able to ask questions of us, and we will answer them. We're going to talk about who really owns the OSR/old school, and we're going to talk about the OSR purity test.
Oh boy.
Joe Stone, how you doing? Bob Marley's Magic Vamp. But we got all kinds of new people in here. Roger, we're going to be on more often.
Yeah.
You bring in the viewers.
Bringing in everybody.
I got a question if you want to ask it. How many shirts like that do you have?
This?
You're always in flannel.
Okay.
Oh boy.
This is a question that gets asked to me all the time.
I
I
saw
actually
the
have
song.
like a dozen of these. I'm not joking.
You have dozens of them?
I have about a dozen of them, yeah. About a dozen. Just like I wear shorts all the time, but I wear one color shorts. Olive drab green.
Okay. How khaki of you.
My wife is here. My wife will tell you about my clothing. She gets mad at me all the time. She's on my ass all the time to get new stuff. I'm like, no, I'm comfortable in what I have.
Should I put on my sweatshirt?
Oh, you got the
Oh,
YouTube.
look at you.
Oh wow, look at that.
I got the YouTube.
Look at you.
You know, Eric, they
Oh,
give that shirt only to those people that they know is going to get 100,000 subs. So they got
Bullshit.
your name carved
No,
in
no.
the thing.
You're far from it, but no.
Bad Mike says Eric brings in the viewers and the STDs. So let me understand this right. We got viewers. That means we're the STDs.
Oh no!
Wait a minute. We got S for Steven, D for Don. Okay, where's the T? Tenkar, STDs.
There you go.
There we go. Yeah.
But what's
Rock
R
and roll
and
all
O
night long,
stand
man.
for?
I
Any sexually transmitted diseases start with R or O?
I don't know anything about those.
COVID
so.
I
card.
don't either. Oh God, she's on my fucking shoes. My wife has this insurance thing besides my TRICARE.
Uh-huh.
Her insurance plan allows her to go to the foot doctor and get like 6 freaking pairs of shoes for free.
Nice.
And I'm like a one pair. I got tennis shoes. I'm good. I don't need any other shoes.
Yeah.
And she's like, go there. And I'm like, why? Because you'll get free shoes. I don't need free shoes.
Yeah, but you listen. No, wait. Listen.
Don't you even support her. Don't you even
No,
support
no,
her.
hold on. Okay. Now, admittedly, I'm a diabetic, so I go to a podiatrist, and I actually go like every 2 months, and I get my nails did. They get clipped, they get filed.
Nice.
And dude, swear to God, I resisted for years, and then once I started going, I went, "Hun,
Thank you, Eric. Thank you.
wanna
You're going to
start
get
to
her
a
on my ass
podiatrist?"
now.
Because now Roach goes.
Oh, you know what I'm here now? Tomorrow. This is going to be it tonight. You see, honey, even Eric goes to podiatrist, so
I
you
don't get
can
free
too.
shoes though. I was getting free shoes. Oh my God.
Yeah, she gets like 6 free pair of shoes.
So would you get 6 free pair of shoes?
Yeah, all I gotta do is go, and I guess the doctor
Alright.
kind of has this thing. All he does is like
Alright.
touch your face so he can say examine
here's
you.
what you do. Even if you don't like the shoes, you take the shoes, you donate them. So now you're doing a good deed on top of that, as opposed to leaving these free shoes for the government or the union or some nebulous people get to keep it. Put it to good use.
My Becky tells me it's part. We got Social Security, but I've got a prescription plan, a personal prescription plan. We pay $120 a month.
Oh,
And she says, "Oh, that's a lot." I said, "No, it isn't, because I'm getting stuff like Ozempic."
Which is like $1,000 a
Yeah.
month. Yeah.
Exactly. I think we're getting a bargain.
Yeah.
Crazy.
your diet DM, how you doing? Let's see who else we got. We got all kinds of people in here.
Oh yeah.
Dad,
Hey,
how
Dad.
you doing?
Oh,
And everybody's
by the
gonna
way,
be on free shoes now.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, shoes for industry. Shoes for industry. Nobody ever remembers that.
All right. This is one of the first things I learned after getting assigned to the South Bronx. If it's free, it's for me. Now, I didn't find the places that gave out free food right away, but there were people I know that had that nose like a hound dog,
Uh-huh.
when they knew it was like, oh, 50% off at Burger King. If it's free, it's for me. It's a model.
I'm sorry. Walking into a fast food restaurant in a cop uniform, I wouldn't trust them to make my food.
Oh, you had to know the ones. You had to know the place you were going. And the thing with Burger King was you saw them make it. You did not listen. You're back then. If you couldn't see them make it, you weren't, or you went through the drive-through. So they
Is that why I always see cops at Subway? Because they can watch them make
Yeah.
their food.
Yes.
Now, that's an idea, Bob. Sell Ozempic on the side and pay out the mortgage.
Yep.
Oh wow.
Well, real quick, let's get some money for payment for the show. Roger,
All right. Oh,
welcome to
Oh,
the
boy.
show, my friend.
Sorry.
I only have 2 pairs of shoes. I don't know if that's what you're. Or are we? are we
Tom
still on
says
that
I
or
need
no?
6 pairs of pants, lost 43 pounds in the past 5 months.
Nice.
Nice. Damn, 43 pounds in 5 months.
by the way,
Stellar.
speaking of money, we just had a major milestone happen today in the money markets.
Yeah.
What?
What happened?
Gold passed silver passed $50.
Oh,
It went up to
gold
like
passed four.
$51.50 for a short while.
Yeah, but four grand for gold ounce.
Yeah, it's over. It stayed over
Yeah.
$4,000 for about a week now, I think, because
You
they
know what
follow
makes
them.
me sick? I remember going and I had the chance to get gold for $225 an ounce, and I thought that was outrageous.
Oh yeah.
Oh
I
yeah,
remember
back then it was.
Many years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember it was $9.50 like 15 years ago or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, like I have a few gold coins, but not a lot. You know, it's like I'll get those 1/10 of an ounce ones. Oh, my God.
Yeah. Well, Bad Mike. Oh my God, Satan's on my mind. Roger.
Yeah.
You are running a convention here this coming up year. For those of people who do not know it, please tell us about Central New York.
I wish I had a flyer with an arm's reach. I'm like a foot short though, but yeah.
You're the organizer. You're supposed to know us by heart.
Yeah, Central New York RPG Con. It's coming up. It's going to be June, I believe it's 12th, 13th, and 14th, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, in 2026 in Utica, New York. This will be our second year. This year was our first year. This past June, It was a blast. We had just over 200 people show up. Eric was there. He seems to have had a wonderful time,
I
enough
did.
so that he wants to come back next year. Yeah, no, I think it was great. We had a lot of old school gaming going on, and
right.
everybody having a good time.
I have to ask, as
Yeah.
someone who also ran a con for first year,
Oh boy.
what are some of the things that you did this past year? Talk about lessons learned. What are some things that you are like? Rephrase this. What are one or two? Hell no, not again this year's. And what are some things you're going to do more of or add to this year to make the convention
Yeah.
special?
Well, my biggest issue is that, especially this past year, I really had problem letting go of like letting other people handle things completely,
Mhm.
or even partially for that matter. And a lot of my group that helped me out, they've been hounding me to, hey, let me do this. We can do this, and I've always got to kind of oversee everything, and and so for next year, I'm kind of starting to loosen up and like hand out things and say, hey, you handle this, you handle this.
Mhm.
And I'm definitely getting better at that, because it was, even though it was a small convention, I'm sure Don, like it's a lot, and it takes a toll.
Right.
Well, and
Um,
speaking of that, real quick, I'm going to tell you something. As someone like you, we both got our cherries popped on the convention circuit this past year.
Okay.
Wow,
Really?
wow. And I mean, when I say wow, me and my wife did this, and thank you, Scott Mulder. There he is, Scott Mulder. That man right there was a flippin' lifesaver, and that guy deserves a round of applause because he was right there. You name it, you didn't even have to ask. This guy was on top of it, and
Yeah.
that's my biggest thing, Roger, is the idea of you're so vested in it. Not even if you took the financial part
Yeah.
about it, you're emotionally vested in it, and
Yeah.
I learned something valuable with WizardCon, and that was community. Because like Scott showed up, and he just volunteer to be there. Eric, we had at the last minute my auctioneer backed out. Eric stepped right in.
Yep.
And real quick self plug on my con, we have someone running our auction this year who everybody knows. Jim Kitchen's coming.
Oh,
Yep, Jim Kitchen. For those of you who don't know, Jim Kitchen, Eric can probably fill in better, but Jim Kitchen has handled the Gen Con auctions, Gary Con auctions. This guy, and I had the pleasure of talking with Jim on the phone a few days ago. Talk about a man who just is enthused and knows his shit when it comes to auctions and
nice.
conventions. Could not be happier. Roger, if you can get that man to help you with your convention, highly, highly recommend it. This Jim is a hell of a nice guy. But so letting go is one. What's another valuable lesson that you learn from people thinking about doing their cons?
Oh boy, I'm on the spot now.
You
So
are.
well, things that I learned, maybe these are things that we did right, but I think that they're very important, for first year conventions, is
Mhm.
access to food like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Yes.
I think
Yeah.
it's very important. Now
Mhm.
we lucked out at CNY, and I talked to the hotel, and they have they have a restaurant on site, and
Mhm.
they basically opened up special for us
Yep.
on Saturday and Sunday for lunch and whatnot. And they were actually running out menus and orders, taking orders to the game tables and bringing them out and everything else. And it
Mhm.
was absolutely fantastic. And I think that's important. Yeah, I've been to a handful of conventions that have you got to go a quarter mile or something, to get food. You got
Right.
to drive to a restaurant, or or call Uber Eats or Grub or whatever,
Better.
and that's just a pain. You really
Mhm.
need to have good food available, on site. I think that's important.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well,
You know,
well, Tom, or excuse me, not Tom, excuse me. We had the same issue with the hotel that we're moving to. They're
Mhm.
not open on Fridays and Saturdays. They're a restaurant or bar, and they agreed to stay on. And for Um, Kim George, if you're watching, and or Joe Block, they posed a question on Facebook today about, because it's staying open until 11. They were like, "Why not later?" I actually reached out to the hotel. They did call me back today. They're going to stay open until 1 a.m. for us on
That's
Friday and Saturday.
awesome.
The bar, not the restaurant.
No,
the bar.
no,
Bummer.
The bar at CNY told me that they would stay open as long as they had business,
Yeah.
coming in.
That's the way to do
And
it. Yeah.
It was strange at CNY, and I don't know, I don't know if you ran into this at all, Don, but at CNY apparently, and I didn't realize this even living, 5 minutes from the hotel, the bar there is, I guess, a place to hang out. Like locals come and they do karaoke on Friday night and,
I'm there.
and everything. And it was nuts. I mean, it was packed.
Yeah.
There's a ton of people there. So it was like a strange experience for me, because I was like, why don't they just, go to a bar instead of, why are they hanging out at the hotel bar?
Well,
But
I'll get with Edward. I'll get to Edward's question in a minute, but Tom has a question. It says, "What is the mix of war games versus RPGs at your con?"
at my con, it was there were like the only war game that we had was
Joe Block.
Joe Block's. I was trying to think of the name of it. But his game there, I think that was the only like war game, miniatures game getting played.
Yeah, see, at WizardCon, we had a BattleTech game going. We had Joe Block with his big mass war game that he does. But this year, we're hoping to have more. Last year, we had an issue with there's a tabletop war game for World War II called Bolt Action.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We have a local group in Kalamazoo who basically blackballed us because we wouldn't give them 20 tables.
Wow.
Seriously, they blackballed
Whatever.
us because we would give 20 tables. But there's another group in Battle Creek that said, "Hey, can you at least just promise us 2 tables?" So we're going to give them 2 tables because they're going to run Bolt Action all weekend. So that's a good thing. Jefferson Starship Trooper says, "Could I discuss Hunter News via Zoom call?" You know what? Tell you what, message me privately on Facebook. I'll be happy to talk with you about that. Absolutely. Tom says Scott Mulder's the bomb. I'll tell you something about Scott Mulder, guys. And again, I'm going to talk this guy up to a T. Is this man showed up at our convention as a convention goer. That man sat next to me the entire time.
Yep.
Anything I asked, he did. We tried to get him to game. He was like, "No, I'm fine. I'm happy." And I found out something about Scott. Just sitting next to him for 3 days straight, he's a hell of a nice guy. And I'm not just saying that. And he's going to be helping out this year again. But what Mulder doesn't know is Mulder does not pay for his hotel room this year. I'm paying for it.
Yay!
Nice.
And we're going to do a few other things nice for Scott. So JB says hotel staff was great. That must be at your convention.
Yeah.
Our convention has a new hotel. We are at the Holiday Inn Resort by IHG Hotels. It is a really nice hotel, and the staff there has been absolutely awesome to us about, opening up everything for us. Mm-hmm. There's a pool and a weight room that everybody's going to have access to. They're giving us the conference rooms for free to utilize.
Whoa,
so
really?
Private games, things like that. So we got Frank Menser showing up. So Frank's going to run hopefully some private games.
That's quite a flip from the last place that treated you like they just acted like complete douchebags.
Yeah. Just for people that don't know, is 2 days before the convention, they called me in and said because they got a new event coordinator, they're not following the contract and they're basically quadrupling my rate. And if I didn't like it, don't have the convention. And I was like, no, I'll tell you what I'll do is I won't have the convention, but I'll still have everybody show up with Channel 6 News and Channel 47 News, and we'll be outside your con. They changed their mind.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
That's crazy, yeah.
Edward Kopp says, why not bring in outside food trucks? That was actually an idea, Ed, that we had, but the hotel is staying open. They got a really nice restaurant, and Jim Kitchen gave me some really good advice. He said, you don't want a massive menu for a restaurant at a convention. You actually want it kind of condensed,
Right.
Yes.
to keep it simple, because like Eric just said, it allows them to get the food out quicker. Plus, they can control and not run out of food that way. They know
Yes.
what to
Right.
expect. So, we thought about it, but also in Battle Creek area, there's not a lot of food trucks. I mean, there's OT's barbecue joint, which I could probably still get him if people like barbecue.
People
But-
always like barbecue, but here's the thing with food trucks, and Mike can probably tell you this: food trucks can flake out on you.
Mhm.
And we've had some good ones at North Texas,
Yes, we have.
but we've also had ones that just didn't show at North Texas. So if they get a better deal between now and the time of the con, they go where the money is.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's just
Yeah.
really how it works.
And keep in mind, the nice thing about WizardCon this year is Eric and Steve were there at the last one. The last one, the vendors were off in the corner, off in a different room. This year, we're not only having them in the game room, but right outside the game room is our main vendor area. So you have to go through the vendor area to get to the game room.
Nice.
Mhm.
So, which is a good positive thing for vendors. And then Bad Mike says bars really need to be open late night at game cons. Agreed, Bad Mike,
Yeah.
100%. So our convention is 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. So plenty of time to
Get
imbibe
started.
if you wish.
Yeah, I don't know how late the bar was open at CNY, but on Friday and Saturday night, but I'd imagine it had to be 1, 2 o'clock in the morning.
And they did
They were
business,
going
didn't
for a
they?
while. Yeah, they did a ton of business. They did just the lunch that they opened up for us specifically on Saturday and Sunday. They did really well.
Well, and that was the problem with our convention. They promised us a menu. We had a menu and we advertised it. And then when the convention day showed up, they had a menu. What was it, Eric? 3 things on the menu?
And if that, and listen, I'm going to say this: the bar staff itself, they were very good. They were very, they were
Yes.
understaffed, but they were attentive and they were very into the gaming.
Yeah.
But, you know, but
Yeah, it was the management that was the problem.
Yeah, it was the management that needed to get a little tune-up.
Yep.
in the back parking lot.
Mhm.
Just
It's just a shame because what they don't realize is, and I think when we originally signed up with the place in Kalamazoo, the guy who was the event coordinator was an old D&D gamer. He knew who Tim Kask was and Frank and all these people.
right.
And the new guy didn't even know what D&D was. He never even heard of Dungeons and Dragons.
What?
And the bar or the hotel general manager literally told me flat off that if I would have known that this was a game convention, you would have never got a contract out of me.
Why?
Dun dun dun.
What? We
He
were,
hated D&D. He literally cited to me because I asked him. I said, "What is your problem with D&D?" And he goes, "I don't need a freak show at my hotel."
Oh, he thought everybody was.
And I was like,
furry
"What do
and
you
stuff
think?"
like that.
Wow.
Well, I asked him. I said, "What do you think happens here?" Let me guess. You were one of those parents that burned D&D books during the Satanic Panic, and he goes, "Well, Dungeons and Dragons is not the most Christian-like game." So I was like,
Oh.
The hell with him.
bingo, yeah. So we ended up having it. I think it went pretty good for my first convention. I'm happy for it. Eric, you were there as an outsider, so were you, Steve. Eric, you're an experienced convention goer. I will not take offense at this. How do you rate the first WizardCon? No joke. I won't be mad.
On a scale of 4 to 5.
Yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 5, I would give it a 4.
Good.
And that's because you had one hand tied behind your back by the event itself.
Yeah.
And you had a certain unknown individual who registered to run games who didn't exist.
Yeah, exactly.
I
we had someone-
wonder how that happened. I have no
Voldemort. Excuse me.
I have no clue. Somebody that may be the hemorrhoid reward on the industry.
Total con. Those ladies selling
God.
cupcakes at Total Con for what, $4 a piece?
Yeah, don't worry. You buy 5, you get 1 free.
I end up eating probably 30 of the damn things.
Dude, and they're good. Oh my God! I don't know. Listen, they could be baking them in their freaking like studio.
Well, my wife is
No
making
idea.
caramel popcorn this year. It was in the special guest bags, so at least that's going. But yeah, Tom, you're right. They made bank. Those ladies did, because they had like these big racks in back of them, full. Roger, I'm not joking, full of freaking cupcakes. Those big bakery racks, and they sold
Nice.
all of them.
Yeah.
So
Good.
Um, Edward Kopp says, "Do you happen to know a chef who could put out cookout for hundreds of people and have connections?" Edward, no, thank you. I don't want your business, sir. You insulted my scones the other day. My blueberry.
No phone for you, damn it.
Oh no, Roger is a high-end chef, and to his credit, he is willing to be an active participant. I appreciate it, Roger or Edward. Sorry for harassing you. Unscripted Uncharted RPG Crew says, "You're at DM. Why slip instead of Westchester, even one near Albany?"
Yeah, fly into Albany or Syracuse, and we can.
So that's a haul for you then.
Yeah, Islip would be about an hour and a half for me both ways on top of the 5.5 to 6 hour trip. I'll be dead.
Gotcha. Now, Roger, real quick question: do you welcome people who want to dress up?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely.
No, he wants them to wear clothes.
Yeah. Well, I was asking because I actually had a few people on WizardCon when they asked, "Were we allowing cosplay?" We said yes. They actually said they're not buying a ticket because of it. I'm going to welcome cosplay. We had a couple of wizards show up. Man,
I don't good costumes too.
I don't have an issue with anybody that like I don't. We're not doing like a cosplay contest or anything like that unless if somebody wanted to run one, I wouldn't. I'd say yeah, sure, whatever. And I like we had. I think there was a group of like 3 people that showed up to CNY, and I don't know if they were in cosplay or if that was their normal.
You can't tell these days, right?
It's hard to tell sometimes. No, but I don't think there was anybody that was really.
Well, we had like 2 or 3 guys show up, and they were dressed up like Lord of the Rings wizards.
Oh, nice!
And I admit, their costumes were really high end. I mean, it wasn't like cheap ass like cosplay.
Oh yeah,
these guys were good.
Now, I'm looking into a costume to have somebody like walk around, as like a mascot or something like that.
Well, this year what we're doing also is we're having at WizardCon members of the local 501st Star Wars Legion show up.
Oh, cool!
So they're going to be in Star Wars costumes. We're also having a local droid builders group. So we're going to have like R2-D2, R5-D4, and a few other robots there.
Nice.
And then I am, because I do studio movie props on the side, like studio scale models and such, I'm going to have a display of like studio scale Enterprise, Star Trek and Star Wars ships, and also like alien weapons like the pulse rifle, the motion tracker, and things like that. So there's going to be a display of movie props. Pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, you just posted. Was that a Millennium Falcon or something in pieces? You said somebody.
Yeah, that's the one that I'm hired to do. That was just started by another guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you don't mind, I'll bring a couple of models with me to CNYK. Do you mind if I put them up for sale on my booth? Is that allowed?
Yeah, absolutely. You sell whatever you want. I don't.
They're movie prop. Okay, they're cool stuff. They'll get attention from people. People like them.
Books, models, mason jars, whatever you want to.
Hey, we'll get some mason jars there. The quart jars. Got me discombobulated now, Roger. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Edward Kopp says I had a whole new table sign up and no show. Yeah, that's another thing that was going on. Was this one? It was that one guy. It was a couple of people who were signing up and they didn't show up. I think it was one individual. But with the new website, in order to sign up for a game and put a game on, you have to have a ticket. That's one of the safeguards I have to stop that bullshit.
A badge, you mean? Like
you have to have a badge. Yeah, badge. When I say ticket, I mean like a badge or a ticket.
So I don't know if I completely agree with that. I only because like we have a GM badge so that if you run, 3 games or 12 hours of games, you get a free badge.
Yep,
So then
there
people
is
have
a
to sign up ahead of time.
there
I'm in
there is a way that you're going to be able to do that.
Okay.
But what it requires you to do is you have to basically register as a GM. Okay.
Oh, okay.
And then what happens is you can register your games because there's a flag. You have to register at least 3 games in order to get it. But
Okay.
if you register those 3 games, at that point, it's going to give it to you for free. But once you hit that 4, but if you don't register those games properly, it'll ask you to purchase a ticket. So we're trying.
Okay.
Those are the growing pains that I
Yeah.
want to get through with us as the guinea pig. And
We had. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish.
no, you're fine. Go ahead.
We had 2 GMs that I guess flaked. I mean, you never know, right? Something could have
Right.
happened, whatever. But and in one case, there was another GM, one of the vendors, the Arduin guys, one of their friends, I guess, or somebody that showed up with them, said, "Hey, I'll run a game. I'll just take over and run the game."
Mhm.
So we didn't have an empty table, and then there was another game where the GM didn't come in, and one of the guys that was going to play said that he had looked up the rules for the game, ahead of time before playing it, and said it was easy enough, so he would just run something
Mhm.
for the table, and he ran it. So those
Now-
were our only 2 issues were solved right away.
Now, we have a couple of experienced convention goers here. Glenn, what are some suggestions to me and Roger on how to make our conventions better? What can we do to make a convention really, really solidly good, in your opinion?
Well, you already covered the food thing, which
Yeah.
is something that North Texas needs to learn, Mike.
Ooh,
Oh boy.
Well, it's
you're
like
pissing off Satan here. Don't be doing that on my show.
Okay, he gets good food trucks there, and there's the hotel restaurant. But after that, if I want to walk out, I've got a convenience store, Denny's across the street. That's it.
Oh, come on. You're bitching about pre-canned biscuits and gravy. When you get that shit out of a can, it's just like the Army, man. It's good stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, I should have more choices.
Okay, scrambled eggs.
I'm okay with the Denny's across the street. To be honest. But
Yeah, I mean, I've been to other conventions.
Okay, so basically your suggestion is make sure that there's food options.
Yeah, there's food options. Hand cleaner.
Hand sanitizer. That is
Okay.
an awesome idea to have a bottle of it
Okay.
at every table.
Let me tell you, Doug, founder of North Texas with Mike, he would put in there,
Roger's writing it down too. Me and Roger.
I am.
got notes
I
down.
am. Can
Yeah,
you-
I am
yeah.
too.
yeah.
put the little tiny bottles of hand sanitizer.
Yep.
in your little
He
bag.
did not
And by the way,
realize-
to members who are coming to it, no stealing it and drinking it. The stuff is not edible.
It's not.
well,
We're talking Battle Creek, Michigan here. You got to watch out, people.
Okay. With Doug, it took him 5 years to realize that we weren't using it for our hands. It makes a great way to wipe off a battle.
Yes.
Yeah, and I told him that.
Okay.
That's what I was using it for. He got mad.
Yeah.
at me.
Yeah.
I mean, I what happened was John Hurt came to the convention to run some Rule Cyclopedia
Eric?
stuff,
Yes.
and he said he had somebody left a battle mat marked. Oh, I have no way of cleaning. I said, wait a minute. I went to the registration. Hey, Doug, can I get another bottle of those things? Oh yeah, here you go. Thanks. We needed to clean off the battle mat. What? Well,
Yeah.
I gave it to you to clean your
It's
hands.
alcohol based. It works
Yeah.
great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
It's better than somebody spitting on the board and wiping it off.
Yeah,
What?
you didn't know people were using it for that.
No, he didn't. He didn't. But wait, Joe Stone. Yeah, if you watch Gamers Health 8:00 on Saturday, I'll try to throw a few more things out there.
Good.
I talk a lot with that man. My hand disappears, but that the guy hosting the show, and I've been trying to figure out ways to make the channel a bit more visible, viable.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to share anything I learn. They're not tricks or they're tweaks. They're not tricks. They're tweaks. And I'm happy to share the tweaks. I'm not going to come on Saturday night, 8 p.m. Remind me.
I've got more tips for like people who come rather than the people who put it on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm
Well,
saying
well,
you-
Eric, real
yeah.
quick, same question to you. And we'll go back to Glenn here. We'll kind of bounce back
No,
and forth for a moment.
that's fine.
What are some ideas, Eric? An idea that you think that me and Roger can do, or anybody else out there wanting to do the insane of putting on your game convention? What can we do to make a convention better?
All right. So, and I think I've mentioned. I think we actually mentioned this at the last con, at first BlizzardCon. I think there should be the emergency GM package. Have a game
Yeah.
like EZD6 or Sword of the Wizardry Light or something that if a DM flakes, you can have somebody pick it up and go, listen, we can be up and ready in 10 minutes. I just need to get myself settled. That way, it might not be what they expected. It gives them a plan B. It's like
Yeah.
it's like the morning after plan.
It
You
is.
don't want it unless you might need it. Well, you know what? Because and you don't need to have somebody with an agenda screwing you over. You can just have like this. Listen, at ShireCon just the other week, Rob Conley got sick. Okay, Joe Block couldn't make it. Now, Joe was only running, I think, Ogre, so I think it only messed with one or two players. But if you had a full table, you'd be ready to flex.
Only if you wear the devil ears with it, Bad Mike.
If Mike does that, I'm definitely coming.
Whoa! Let's get out of context, and it's a really bad one. Just saying, not saying, but just saying.
Okay.
CNY this year, where I set up I had somebody else set up a spreadsheet for a schedule, and we put on there a DM on standby for every game slot. So we're gonna have some people there to fill in on that, just so we're not kind of caught like we were.
And tabletop tap room.
Shoving a module into Eric's hands and saying, "Somebody didn't come, go."
Yep. Well, tabletop tap room, you will have that chance, but also to let everybody know, we're actually having a display where, for those of you who don't know, there's a there's a module for Dungeons and Dragons, okay, and it has this gigantic mouth, if you will. Does anyone know the module I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
What is it, Glenn?
Tomb of Horrors.
Tomb of Horrors. That's right.
I got a T-shirt with a Tomb of Horrors.
Yep, we're going to have a display of one with a big 3D printed head that I made, and you're going to be able to have photographs sticking next to it. So, I'm learning. I learned.
Are you going to put the sign in there? Free cake.
Free cake, yeah. Well, the idea that I thought of, and I learned it from last year, was I think it's really critical to have convention goer. They want to be able to engage things. They want to be part of it. So that's why we're doing I'm bringing the 501 in. We're having things like the Tomb of Horrors head. It's nothing big, but you'll be able to have your photo taken with it, and that gets people talking and meshing at the place. With the studio scale models and the movie props on display, people show up and they want photos taken with it, and they want to talk and do. And that gets because it's in the main vendor area, that gets people looking at other vendors. So it brings people out of the gaming room into the vendor hall where we want to get more people engaged and such. YouTube, no. Oh yeah, you didn't get notified of the show.
Yeah,
every Thursday 8:00.
Really looking forward to it, Don.
Yeah,
we did I called it a scavenger hunt. It wasn't really like a scavenger hunt, but I had a sheet.
I heard about that.
Yeah, and it was just a sheet, and it had all the vendors and the special guests on there. And I gave all the vendors and the guests a stamp. I went on Amazon and just bought a bunch of stamps, dragon stamps or whatever, different things. And then basically there was a list of things that they had to find, right? So one of them was a wizard hiding in a tower, and Thunderstruck Gaming had a little wizard miniature that was hiding in one of his 3D printed towers. And so, like, you'd find that, there and go, oh, okay, that's the thing. And then he'd stamp your thing. And then, so different, vendors had different things like hiding or whatever that they had to find. And then they get the stamp. And then when you fill the board up, you got, I believe it was 10 basket raffle tickets.
Oh, that's cool.
So,
Now, how
so
many
it was
raffles, real quick, Roger?
Yeah.
When it comes to raffles, everyone knows it's different than an auction.
Yeah.
How many raffles did you do? Did you do 1, 2, 3?
So we just did. We had a bunch of baskets that some of the vendors and stuff donated,
Uh-huh.
and then there was some stuff that like people donated. Here's like stuff for like the auction and stuff like that, and and so we kind of made baskets out of them.
Mhm.
And then put some stuff in the auction. And then what we did is we just had little boxes in front of each basket, and then you could buy basket raffle tickets for $1 or do the scavenger hunt that would get you 10, and then you just put it in, and then all at one time we just one at a time we'd open and pick a random ticket.
Yeah, we're gonna do
That
2
way.
raffles. We're gonna do the auction on Saturday.
Yeah.
And then we're doing a raffle on Friday afternoon and a raffle on Saturday afternoon. Bad Mike says you have to have safeguards or people can sabotage the con.
Yeah.
It's sad. What bothers me about this is, and I know just people are people, but and Roger can attest to this. It's a lot of work to put a convention on, and you're putting a lot of money at risk, and we're all gamers. Everybody in this chat and everybody on this show right now, we're in our 40s and 50s and such, and we all want, 60s. Sorry, Glenn. And we all want, we want to celebrate not just D&D, but just the idea of gaming itself. And it's a real shame that there's people out there that are fuck faces that want to sit there and mess it up because they got an agenda. And,
Yeah.
I just think that, it's like I take my hat off to people like Roger because I feel your pain. I know what it takes to put something on like this. And I also respect people like Eric and Steve and Glenn because it cost you a lot of money to drive out to us, a lot of time, and faith in us that you're going to spend 10 hours in a car with your wife, Eric, or Glenn, you're going to hop on flights or take a bus, or Steve's going to drive 2 hours. But
Yes.
you're going to go ahead and you're going to entrust that time, effort, money is going to be rewarded by a good time.
Right.
And it's just, I really hope that people realize that, and I'm not trying to speak for Roger, but probably Roger will agree with me. As a convention organizer, listen, even if you just show up and walk around, we appreciate the love. We appreciate you supporting us. Even if you just say, I can't show up, just share Roger's convention Facebook, share a post he made and say, come to this convention. That matters to us because we can do it again next year.
Yeah.
And I know it sounds corny, but it's true. Whenever somebody shares one of my WizardCon posts, I'm like, yes, thank you. But
More hookers, more blow.
more things, more hookers, more bloat. That's after hours in the hotel.
In the bar.
One of the things that I had on my the scavenger hunt list was that you had to get a picture with the convention organizer, me. And so that was solely there to placate my ego. So
you're not gonna have a Hall of Fame next year on I got these people to come.
They want to take a picture of my wife, not me. I'm like the ugly duckling.
Okay. What about like panels and stuff?
Roger, I'll let you start off. Go ahead.
We were very light on panels. We just did. There was one panel that somebody signed up to do, and I think it was designing game worlds.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how that panel went. I wasn't there for it. And then we did a Q&A with some of the special guests that were around on was that I think that was Sunday. I think.
That was yeah, at the end of, yeah, I think it was Sunday, right before we cleaned up.
Yeah, yeah, and that was really it. I don't know. I would like to have more kind of seminars, panels, things like that. But I think one, I mean, I'm not big into going to those for conventions, so that wasn't a big thing for me. But I think you need a larger convention. I think to have more of those.
To really have a panel, I think you need a bigger convention because even at
Yeah.
TotalCon, go ahead, Eric.
Well, at TotalCon, we had a seminar that nobody showed up to.
Yeah,
Actually, even my co-host didn't show up to it. So I mean, that tells you how important that one was. But at North Texas, they are hit or miss, and that's a convention with 500 people, and you can have somebody who's Victor Raymond, who's a pretty big name, giving a seminar, and you got maybe a dozen people show up for it. I was invited to join the stewards on a seminar, and I don't know, maybe there were 8 people, and I love seminars.
One of the best ones they ever did out there was 2024's, and it was on like Sunday, the last day, was how to do a gaming podcast, and had all these podcast hosts. Me, Eric,
but there weren't that many people. I mean, actually, that one maybe there was about a dozen people.
Yeah, but it was really good. Got some really
good. But the thing is, you got to have certain expectations. You're not going to fill up a room with it. Your auctions, if they're like North Texas auction, fills up a huge room, and the midnight auction is spillover virtually. I mean, that's just amazing.
Yeah, we were going to go ahead. We planned several panels for WizCon 1. Nobody wanted to go to any of it. So this year what we're doing instead is, instead of panels, I thought about, there's one thing that was really popular, and that was we did some charity games. Like Tim Kask had like 8 people in a room. It was $100 a person. It was sold out, and we wanted people like on a waiting list. And what you got was you got the game with Tim, you got food and drink. And we took the
that's a good deal.
Yeah, and we took the money and we donated. And it's like the same thing we're doing here. Nothing firm yet. We're still waiting on word from Frank Menser, but we want to do one with Frank Menser, and we want to do one with Merle Rasmussen.
Well, when Eric comes, he's got the whiskey tasting.
Let me ask you a question about that. Raj, I don't know what your opinion on this is. What is everybody's opinion? Do you think something like that would be fun to do? Because keep in mind, we're not North Texas. We're not going to do 500-600 people. We're slated at this point to do about 300, I think, maybe a tad more, if everything pans out the way it's supposed to be. But do you think something like that would be? Because I would do not a whiskey tasting. I'd do a rum tasting.
Well, here's the thing. All right, this is just. Chris Doggill does a great job setting it up. I mean, I am like the host because I put it on my panel, but Chris is the man that busts his ass getting all this stuff together. Beautiful presentation, little sampler bottles he puts together. He does little wood burning of all these wooden coasters. Beautiful setup. God bless him. I don't believe that it is officially sanctioned by the hotel. Because the hotel wants you to be buying alcohol from them. Now, this isn't a drinking time. This is a tasting time. But I do know that there was one time when the BattleTech battle drinking crew got in trouble for a bunch of empties left somewhere. So I'm just saying, you gotta know your environment, and it's not as easy as it may seem.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a fan. I don't know. It's not directly game related. It's not.
Well, it's not game related, but I think what it does is it takes a group of people that normally. Okay, bad analogy.
Sure.
But let's face it. People who strictly play 5e are not going to want to hang out with people who strictly play AD&D. But something like a whiskey
Sure.
tasting or something like that brings people together,
Oh, it does.
and along with drinking a little bit of
Yeah.
whatever, it gets people talking about, oh, you guys have this class, oh, and it just kind of like melds people together. I think that normally would not. Hey, you hang out with people you normally wouldn't hang out with.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I understand that. And I don't know, maybe that would work. I try and, we've got like a lot of families or like,
Yeah.
a handful of kids or whatever
Yeah.
that show up, things like that. And so I'm trying to be like more,
They got
you
to
know,
get
inclusive
the
of everybody.
really small.
The real
Yeah, you don't
small,
give kids a full
right.
shot
Oh, wait,
glass.
and
You
here's
give them
the
like a
thing.
third of a shot glass.
Right. And here's the thing: when we do the whiskey tasting, it's away from the rest of the con.
Sure.
It's in an area. It's in a room where theoretically you could probably lock the door if you needed to.
Yeah.
But it's out of sight, out of mind, and but it
Yeah.
is a lot of fun, and that's the reason why I broadcast it, is because
It's fun.
it's fun. It's silly. It's fun.
Well, okay, let's take whiskey tasting and let's apply it to something else. What can be done? Like we're going to have this year,
Liquor
definitely, we're
tasting?
having a mini tasting. Eric, thank you guys. We're going to have a mini painting contest for kids.
Cool.
So the idea is to bring kids in. They paint their mini. They get to keep their mini they paint, and they're going to get a free additional mini to take home with them.
Right.
But
We're
what
gonna
else
do
can-
we're gonna do
Go ahead.
like a paint and take thing, and I think we're gonna do like a painting, maybe like a painting class or something like that.
That'd be fun.
With Troll Den Painting, Ducato. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him,
Don't know.
but he was at CNY last year,
Yep.
and
But
he's going to do some of that. Yeah, it's fantastic, mini painter, I think. But yeah, so that'll be cool. We're going to do that, and we're going to do Friday night. We're going to do a movie meet and greet.
Oh, that's really
from-
cool. We're going to do something
from-
similar. We're doing Conan the Barbarian and Conan the Destroyer.
We're going to do Conan the Barbarian. I
Great
mean, I
one.
think it's the obvious choice. And I went back, 'cause that is like the obvious, like classic fantasy movie. And we're gonna have a popcorn machine and give out
that's
free
cool.
popcorn and stuff. But I went back and started looking at Conan, and I'm like, man, we're gonna have to talk to parents.
Right,
Heck
Yeah,
yes.
a
It
little
is
bit.
not the made for TV version. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, it isn't
Well,
cut down
well-
to 40 minutes.
I
Well,
have the unrated Blu-ray.
Steve, go ahead.
They got an unrated
Yeah.
Blu-ray? Yeah.
Oh no. No, one
do
of the things I was thinking of, I mean, I know you said you don't want to do panels, but this one might grab people, is to have a like a world building for fantasy and sci-fi, which kind of would play into either players or GMs, and you'd be like, okay, here's what your game is. How do you take this kind of, I almost kind of consider it a sterile description of what's going on, and turn it into something that really just kind of lights up people's minds and stuff. So it's storytelling through GM and playing and stuff like that, and how to, basically take a game that might be sterile, or if it's not,
Right.
like, okay, it's okay the way it is, and then turn it into something that you walk away from it going, I want more,
Well, let me ask this question about Roger. You mentioned, let's face it, for conventions at our level, panels are just not. They're just not a thing. They're not going
It's
to
more
work.
it's more like event stuff like you were talking about with the tasting and the kids and all that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
That could
what are some ideas from the panel, from the people in here, or
I'm
from
glad
people
you-
in chat? What are some family friendly ideas for a game con?
I'm glad you asked that.
Glenn, tell me,
Uh-oh.
what are some
Now,
family
this
friendly
may be a
things for the
little,
game con?
little peculiar. As you know,
No,
I
I would never
am-
thought that.
I am the main host of Thaco's Hammer, which is
Okay.
the best damn AD&D second edition podcast ever. And I've been trying to get these guys down to North Texas for a while. My friend Brian and Full On Gamer. And now I'd be closer to them. Brian is in Detroit area.
2 hour drive.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Full On is I think he's in the Virginia, South Carolina, somewhere down there.
Uh,
But he's a
11-hour drive, 12-hour drive.
but he's a long haul trucker.
Yeah, yeah.
So as I could say, okay, you're going to be here. Okay, fine. What I want to do, or if you would do, is do Thaco's Hammer Live. Now, one of the regular things we do on that, semi-regular things we do on that show, is I have an old copy of the AD&D Second Edition trivia game. And we did that once.
Really?
And I thought, have them there live. I'd be the host, and I'm the host because I got the damn game. But I'm, and just have people, they can watch this, and it gets kind of crazy, So that's an idea. If I can talk to them and talk them into it, I'd be happy to run that.
We tried to do a trivia contest, and it didn't fire. Nobody. I think there was only like one or two.
I have an
people
idea
interested in it.
related to that, Roger. And I would have to have a volunteer to help with doing live streams. Eric.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I was going to ask you.
Okay, a guy wandering on live, going to like vendors and convention goers, and have like a pouch with some like some dice as prizes, and go, here's a trivia question regarding gaming, and if they win, they're you're live on camera, fun. It's fun, and you give them some dice.
Right.
Oh, that works.
And real
could
quick,
be
so I can
cool,
answer
yeah.
this question, Jefferson Starship says, has Haunted Ruins ever been played at WizardCon? Last year was our first convention. No, but I am playing it this coming up year at WizardCon and CNYK. So there's the answer.
You have your answer.
You have your answer. Tabletop Taproom says, Tammy says bad Mike. I'm going to say bad Mike, not bad Mike. Bad Mike cosplaying Taylor Swift. Number one reason not to go, it's Halloween. Oh, come on. Him wearing his devil ears with the sparkly outfit. I think Bad Mike would rock it. Eric, Steve,
Just want to invite
are
Kelsey.
you aware that you go,
Mm-hmm.
Tabletop Taproom says, I remember Historicon, circa 2008, had a sand table with plastic toy tanks and a nonstop game geared for the kids and adults. Your tank died, you took a new one. The thing is I think it's important. I want to actually involve in WizardCon kids a little bit more this year. We didn't really have nothing for WizardCon 1. So, ideas, anyone? No, not a sand table. It's like glitter, Tom. Bad idea. Tim or Steve knows about glitter and Christmas at Two Moon Press, don't you, Steve? Edward Kopp says, so is the website up now so I can start pimping to all my Battle Creek hometown friends? One of the guys is the owner of Catastrophe Games. He's a board game guy. It is going live. I'm hoping for tomorrow. I'm just trying. Me and Steve talked about beforehand. We're just doing the final connections for people when they sign up. It sends out the emails properly. So we're going to be doing that tomorrow. So by this time tomorrow night, hopefully we're going to have a live website finally. So I have involved the big guns here.
Oh yeah. By the way, if I can get full on gamer down there for that thing, I know he'll stick around to run BattleTech. I know it.
I'd love to have BattleTech at WizardCon. Tabletop Taproom says people left, people joined. It was kind of cool because it went on for hours in horse time. Yeah, they got 5,000 to 6,000. God, could you imagine, Roger, a convention that big?
No, and you know what, you mentioned that, and originally, we talked about the convention growing to capping out somewhere around 500 to 600 people was where I'd like to be in.
That's me.
In
500.
3 or 4 years' time or whatever.
Yeah.
But considering how good everything was, obviously it's only first year, so we'll have to see what happens, next year. But considering how fantastic everything went with the hotel staff and the hotel and the place, I think that maybe that hotel would cap out at somewhere around 350. I mean, 400 would probably be pushing it at that hotel. And originally I was thinking, if we get there, we just go to a different hotel or a different site. But just considering how amazing they were, I might limit the con, to 400 or 350 or whatever, the number is just to stay there
The
because
staff
the
was-
experience was that great.
the staff was amazing. I got to
Yeah.
say, the front desk staff. I've gone to many cons.
Yep.
Going back to North Texas
yep.
in 2014,
Yep.
and this was the most not just friendly, genuine atmosphere of welcoming. Like you're coming all into like somebody's Airbnb or bed and breakfast kind of attitude, even though they were hotel staff. And by the way, the best free hotel internet of any. I'm bleeping out curse words of any hotel I've been at, and I paid for it at hotels that sucked. This hotel had amazing, better than my home internet.
Well, I may have to compete with Roger this year on this because the Holiday Inn IHG has fiber optic.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Oh boy.
All right, but I'm just saying, whatever they had.
So you can run Pornhub
Yeah.
like nonstop.
All right, I'm just saying. Listen. I have Verizon files here in New York, and I'm connecting wireless, and I'm like, 250 up, like 150 down. What the heck? Where the hell am I? I'm used to being in a hotel. It's like, well, if you're willing to pay $15 a day,
Yeah.
you may get usable internet.
Mhm.
And I'm always like, I'll just stick my phone on the window and use it as a hotspot.
Well, Tabletop Taproom asks for local distilleries. I will give Battle Creek one thing. About a 10-minute drive from the convention in downtown, there is a large, they make their own beer, and they actually do gin and whiskey there, Eric.
All
And I
right,
heard their whiskey's really good.
whiskey, yeah, might be it. By the way, I got to drop. Got to go over to the other side.
Boy,
Oh,
boy,
yeah,
oh
we're almost
boy,
at
thinks
time.
he's too good for
Oh,
us.
Dude, I do a Discord. Didn't know it. Cool.
The other side.
All right,
The
tell
other side.
everybody I
You
said
guys-
hello.
You guys keep it going, Glenn. You can slide up, take my spot.
Yeah.
I'd love to sleep warm.
He's going on the other side.
Yeah.
Eric,
yeah.
thank you for coming on tonight, by the way.
Oh, come
I'll
on.
throw that PayPal money to
I'll
you.
see you
for doing it.
sometime.
PayPal me those 27 cents you owe me, damn it.
27. It was 28 cents.
I'll give you a discount. Sure.
28
All right.
cents.
Thank you, Eric.
All right, Jen.
Good night.
Good to see you, Eric.
Later, gamer discount. Yeah.
So, Edward Kopp says he's a certified sommelier.
Sommelier.
I'm
Sommelier,
joking
yeah.
with him to irritate him. That's all.
Oh, okay.
Can you let me have my thing, Glenn?
Glenn and I thought
don't
you
wanna
weren't
touch your
sophisticated for a minute.
No, I was joking with Eric. Edward takes his food and drink seriously. So any chance I get to irritate him, I take it.
I'll buy him a Whopper.
Yeah, good quality burger. I heard they have Wagyu now.
Wagyu.
They have a Wagyu burger. at
Really?
Burger- Yeah. Do you believe that shit? I don't, but they say it is.
No.
Hey, for like $12 for a burger from them. You know what it is, don't you? They're like, suckers, we'll just put different grill marks on it and we'll tell them it's Wagyu.
That's all.
And
That's
they'll
all it
believe.
is. Yeah.
So, but exactly. Pig nose orcs.
Yeah.
I like the Jackson orcs. I can take pig orcs too. I don't care.
That's right. Death Angel says, so I guess if I do a con around here, do moonshine tasting.
Oh, that
Yeah. There you
Tell
go.
you what,
will shine. Yeah,
moonshine will put some hair on your chest.
it sure will.
Tabletop Taproom says, I'd be down for that. I'm in a new town, get to taste some special local. In all seriousness, I don't know about you, Roger, on this, but Battle Creek actually has tried to step up their welcome of new businesses and with grants and such. And we have a couple of local distilleries downtown, and they're good. They're not. They put out a real good quality product. And Steve, you mentioned it a couple weeks ago. There's one in a place called Marshall, Michigan, about
Yeah.
20 minutes away.
Dark Horse. Cool.
Dark Horse Brewery. I heard now they're doing gin now, Steve. So
Oh,
they're moving up to liquor.
Wow.
nice.
Yeah, we've got Utica Club Brewery, and then Joe in the chat there mentioned Copper City Brewery in Rome. So
Nice. How far away is that from your convention?
Rome is maybe 15, 20 minutes, something like
Oh,
that.
not bad at all.
So
Yeah.
thank you,
Unscripted?
Bloodworth.
Yeah.
Thank you,
GM
Bloodworth.
Yeah. So
That guy.
Yurt IDM says, I dig a good Ralph Back sheep work.
Bakshi.
Bakshi, yeah.
Bakshi.
Sheep.
Bakshi.
Bakshi.
Bad Mike says, Chris Stoggill doers all the work there.
Oh, with the whiskey and
Yeah. I heard he does a really nice job of it.
I did the first year, but I said no more. I've got such a bad palate. It's like they all taste the same to me.
Well, Bad Mike, I know that, it's Texas is not like driving from Ohio to us, but love to have you if you could come ever. And if you ever do decide to make it to WizardCon, I would love to talk to you about some ideas I have, maybe for some events or something like that, how to make the convention better.
And if you come, Mike, if you want a carpool, that would be nice.
See?
Please. Otherwise, it's a flight where
Tabletop Taproom says dice raffle for high-end bottle of alcohol. Roll a D100. Highest roll wins. Takes home the spirits. Yeah, that's actually a great idea. And Tom is donating the bottle. Thank you, Tom. We
Oh, you need another Knob Hill, Mike, by the way?
Huh?
This last year, I gave him a gallon bottle of Knob Hill.
Knob Hill. Now,
Knob Hill whiskey.
I don't drink whiskey. I don't like it. So
No.
what is Knob Hill on the scale
Whiskey.
of quality?
It's like way up there.
So Knob Hill is
Something
like
like
high-end.
near Maker's Mark. Because
I know Maker's Mark. I've heard of it, but I don't know if it's.
Because 11 years ago at North Texas, I played in his B1 game, and he brought a decent sized bottle, and I drank most of it. I loved it because the drunker I got, the better my dice rolls were. But every year it's like, I got to get it. And this last year, finally, he says, "Here, I'm sorry."
Nice. Now, Roger, real quick about your convention. Real quick, tell people here watching about what are some new things you're doing this second year. And even if it's the same, what are some interesting things that you're doing this year?
Yeah. Well, we're doing a third day instead of just being Saturday, Sunday.
Good deal.
We're doing Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
All right.
Friday night, we're doing a movie meet and greet. I mentioned that earlier. We're gonna do Conan the Barbarian.
Yep.
Free popcorn. So that's gonna be a blast, I think.
Mhm.
We're gonna do we got the auction, the basket raffle.
Yep.
We're gonna do another scavenger hunt type thing.
Nice.
Same kind of situation where you're gonna get stamps and stuff. We're gonna try and expand on it a little bit, just to make it a little more interesting. But yeah, I'm trying to think of what else really. I'm trying not to change. It's hard, right? Like I don't know if you've thought about this as hard as I have, but like I don't want to do everything the same.
Yeah, gotta switch up a little bit.
Even though it went great and everything was perfect, it's one of those situations where like I don't want it to get stale, just the same over and over again. So you want to mix it up a little bit, but you don't want to change too much because you don't want it to be completely different.
Well, Death Angel asked, what were the prizes for the trivia?
Oh boy, I pass. I think there was a gift certificate because the guy that works at Ravenswood, the comic shop, he was running it. So I think they were handling the prizes. So I think there was some D&D books,
nice,
and possibly like a gift card for them or gift certificate or something for them.
My wife is a troublemaker.
Real
quick, we had glitter at my publishing company. Glitter at a kids event, and it was everywhere for months. So
glitter's awful.
Yeah. So what you're saying so basically,
and we're gonna do we're gonna do breaks between game slots this time.
Good.
Last time I had just 4 hour slots, and they were back to back.
Yeah.
And you could put in there, hey, you got 10 minutes between, to
Mhm.
clean up or whatever. But now we're gonna leave a half hour in between the slots, and that'll give people time if they want to grab something to eat quick, or
Mhm.
if a game goes a little over or something like that.
Mhm.
It's going to be a break. The other thing too, we're going to do. We did the auction this year. We did it just during the convention in another room at the same time other stuff was going
Yeah.
on. We're going to leave an hour break between the game sessions on Saturday and do the auction in the main gaming hall.
Let me throw something at you, and I'm not trying to,
Yeah.
I'm not telling you how to do your convention.
Yeah, sure.
I have a heavy suggestion for you, and that is,
Yeah.
do you know who Jim Kitchen is?
Yeah.
I would reach out to him and just say he is happy to share knowledge. Is just kind of ask him some advice on how to do that, because I thought I knew a good way of doing it, and within 5 minutes of talking to him on the phone, I really figured out that I actually had the most horrible fucking idea you could understand when it comes to doing a convention auction. And he just really helped me a ton. So my suggestion is, just as one convention organizer to another,
Sure.
message Jim and just say, hey, what is your advice on something? Because his advice is just so experience backed, but his intentions are 100% to make
Sure.
you successful at it. And real
Cool.
quick, Death Angel Shadow says Dragon Derby should be out by then. Real quick, Dragon Derby is a board game put out by Gaxland, Heidi Gygax and Eric Gygax Garland. They are coming to WizardCon this year. And yes, Dragon Derby will be a part of it. They rocked it too, man. They were playing their demo game. They were busy throughout the entire con with it.
Wow.
Crazy, crazy, crazy. And by the way, Heidi and Eric are really awesome people. We had a young gamer, a young lady who had her own game she created, and she was so proud of it. And Heidi took time out of her schedule to sit down with her, and she gamed with her and helped her and talked her through it. It was really like a cheerleader for her. That girl was messaging me for weeks after WizardCon, still excited, going, "Oh, I'm doing this," and Heidi explained, and Heidi suggested this, and just Heidi and Eric are really nice people to have at your convention.
Good.
Roger, if you can get them, get them. They're great people to have at your con. Really nice people.
Cool. Yeah.
Trevor Star says Haunted Ruins is a charming ode to Caves of Chaos, quite charming. Actually, I never played Caves of Chaos, and I did not even have any inspiration to base it on that. Huh. So it's a world of gaming.
Interesting.
Death
Really?
Angel says Dragon Derby.
You
should
never
be
went.
out.
You never played B2?
No, never played B2.
Never been.
Wow.
Yeah, surprising, I know.
I mean, I like, yeah, because like I've ran it. I don't know how many times in different
Yeah.
campaigns, and have inserted
Never
it in
played
various
B2.
places,
Yeah.
and have played through it in one incarnation or another. In different games and stuff. So
Yep.
for me, that's like one of those things where it's always there. And
It was not,
it's
I'm
hard
an
to fathom.
outlier. I'm an
It's
oddball.
interesting. Yeah.
Yep. But we've been sitting here real quick. We've been sitting here for a while, yapping. We're playing. We're having fun.
Yeah.
Chad says my family and I stayed at the hotel a couple of weeks after CNY. The staff was great. First time at the con hotel. Let me
Yeah.
check it. Yeah, that's nice of them to do that, because a lot of hotels are strict on their check-in, check-out times. Coloring contest, kid level games. That's actually a really cool.
Yeah.
idea.
I'm gonna write that down too.
Yeah. That's the thing with us. What we want to do this year is we want to bring a lot of more kids into it, because I'm a firm believer is if we support the kids in gaming, get them off the frickin' phones and into the gaming and tabletop gaming and face-to-face.
Yeah.
They're our future, guys. I mean, here's where it's at. Long after I'm ashes and flushed down a toilet somewhere, these kids will be up gaming and running vlogs like this, running conventions, and hopefully one day we'll have some kids somewhere that'll go, I had this idea to run my con I'm doing now because of this guy named Roger or Don. Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I think that's already starting to happen. I've already gotten some messages and
Excellent.
some people talking to me and asking, basically, hey, I'm starting a convention. Do you have any tips, ideas, and things like that? And I didn't realize I was,
Yeah.
a
Well, Matthew
person to
Archibald
talk
asks,
to, but-
what con are we talking about here? Matthew, below me is Roger. He is the organizer for Central New York RPG Con. I am Don, and I am the organizer for WizardCon. Roger is based out of Utica, New York.
Yep, that's correct.
And WizardCon is out of Battle Creek, Michigan. So look us up on Facebook and online. We would happy to have you come to our conventions.
You gotta watch that, Don.
What's that?
Sounded like you insulted him there.
How did I?
Said, blow me.
Oh, sorry about that.
You did that earlier, and I didn't want to say
Under me on this video stream. My apologies.
That's okay. Yeah.
This is the danger of having a 4-panel. You know what we ought to do one night? We ought to have everybody on and just do something like what was that show? Hollywood Squares?
Yeah. Yeah.
That'd be really cool.
Oh, yeah.
God, am I aging myself?
No, I think it's still around
Is it?
in one form or
I mean,
another.
I'm
Yeah.
57, so
Well, Game Show Network reruns all the time. So
gotcha. Tabletop Tapperman says nothing wrong with taking food seriously. Bacon is my false god. Amen. JB says Rome is not too far from CNY. Has the Copper City Brewery. If you like IPAs, they have a good selection. They brew themselves. My orcs wear sombreros. You're a 5e player, we can tell.
Oh boy.
sure, why not?
Matt Saxon says howdy.
Yeah,
Matt,
I found got my flyers.
ooh, put them
Yes,
for
we
the.
do that. Here we go.
That's really cool. You're doing like I do, and you have a theme like I
back.
did last year. Beck me.
Look at that. Yeah.
Nice, good work on those.
I'm a Beck Me man.
Yep, so am I. Nice work there. We're having the king of Beck me at our WizardCon. We're having Frank Metzer.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yep, I heard Frank puts on quite the adventure when he runs them.
I was talking to him about coming to CNY, and he, I believe, is going to be in France during. I guess he goes there for a while, and they really love him out there.
And also a thing with Frank, and he talks about it openly, so I'm not doing anything private. You have to work with Frank also because he does dialysis.
Yeah,
So-
right.
And you have to kind of work with them to kind of make sure that if needed, it's there, that type of thing. So just little things. And that's another thing real quick. When you run a convention, make sure you get with your convention special guests to find out, do they have special diet? Like with Darlene doesn't eat certain things. You got to make sure, medical issues that they may need help with or some assistance with.
Sure. Yeah.
Weird things like at our convention, we have a room that has like soda pop drinks and such and food for the special guests.
Mhm.
I found out that Diet Coke was not a big thing like I thought it would be, nor is Mountain Dew. It's weird things like that you kind of get with everybody to find out, what do you like, what don't you, what do you drink, what do you eat,
Yeah.
what do you not, So weird things, weird stuff. Fubu says glitter is also known as crafter's herpes. Amen to that one too. Half-hour time slots. That's actually a really good idea. We're doing those between games. We're actually doing half-hour time slots
Between
for
games,
games.
Really?
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
gonna
so
we're
mine,
gonna,
I
we're
think-
gonna offer them.
I want 5.
I think I set mine up for 1 hour slots, and then we're doing. Are you doing like actual slots, or are you doing like? Do you have specific time slots for people to sign up, or is it absolute times? You know what I mean? Does
Well,
that make
we're
sense?
having time slots set up by 30 on a 30-minute mark for people.
Okay.
But what we're doing is like, as an example, if you're running a game and you want 2.5 hours at
Yeah,
table
at
five,
box 3.
yeah, let's just say table 5 is 2.5 hours,
Yeah.
and then Steve is running an hour and a half game at table 3. What may happen is at the last minute, as we're setting up the con after ticket sales are done and all that and signups, we may move tables around, which you'll be notified of. So you may move from table 3 to table 5 or vice versa. But that's one thing we found out at WizardCon was people were like, listen, I'm running chess. I need 30 minutes. I don't want an hour slot. Or I'm
Right.
running this. And, I don't want 2 hours. I need an hour and a half. I have my games timed. So 30-minute slots, it's a little bit more planning,
Yeah.
but the way our computer system is for the website setup, you'll see it when it's in action.
That's
It's just
interesting.
real straightforward and clean and easy. So,
So,
yeah.
so for me, sorry, Glenn, go ahead. Glenn.
I'm just agreeing with you.
So what had happened to me, and kind of my backstory with this is, I went to GaryCon a couple of years ago, and we signed up for like a ton of events, and because of the way the time slots were handled, like you end up, there were some things that I really wanted to get into that I couldn't because we're like at a half hour overlap or things like that. And so this, my convention not being that big, what I decided to do was to have laid out time slots.
Yeah.
So for example, for next year on Saturday, the time slots are 9 to 1, 1:30 to 5:30, and then 6:30 to 10:30. So those are the only game start times, is 9 a.m., 1:30, or 6:30. And because of like the number of people that we have and what, like, it seems to work better, where there's because you don't have that overlap.
Mhm.
And so that's why we did it that way. I understand what you're saying, though. If somebody wants to run like a game of chess,
Yeah.
something that takes a half hour, then there's kind of nothing else in that slot. So,
I want
Yeah.
5 hours. For
but
everything.
that's what you do, Glenn? You run 5
Yeah,
hours?
because if I'm running like say Gangbusters,
Yeah.
first hour is character creation, then for
Oh, okay, yeah, because you would do like a full character creation thing
I
and
don't
all
do
that.
pre-gens anymore.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. So if you were to ever come to CNY and do a 5-hour session, I'd have to specially make the events,
Okay.
which I wouldn't
Yeah.
mind doing. I mean, that's fine, but
But I warn you, I don't always use all of the 5 hours.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sometimes
And
I
what's
have
cool,
a pacing problem.
well, and one of the big things, nice things about that is what are the what ifs? What happens if you have somebody that has like a 3-hour game, and at 2 hours for some reason because people roll bad dice, the game's done.
Hmm.
You have to be
Sure,
able to have
sure.
you get an open table, open slot, and we didn't have really a big deal with that last year because we had a lot of open tables. But this year it may become a problem because although we plan for more people, our venue is actually a little bit smaller because we had a lot of room in our first one, a lot of space that was empty. So we're trying to plan where it's we can fit more people in, but we're trying to accommodate and not have so many empty tables. It's kind of like a weird balancing act dance. So also, when people go to buy a ticket for WizardCon, what they're going to find is you're going to be able to see tickets available. That's one thing we're going to be showing is you
Good.
better get them while they're hot because for full weekend passes we
Sure.
have only so many Friday passes, Saturday, Sunday passes, so
Mhm.
many. And then the ones that sell out quick are going to be, we found out last year, like literally like in 2 hours they were sold out, was the special events, like be able to game with Frank Menser if he agrees to.
Sure. Mhm.
And, I thought we're not going to sell much, $100 a head. No, quite the opposite. We're having people
Yeah.
going, can I get on a waiting list? And so we're going to have 3 or 4 of those specialized events because people love them. They buy them.
Well, as long as it doesn't get out of hand.
Yeah.
I'm flashing back to they run the Memorial D&D game every year at North Texas.
North Texas.
All the heavy hitters that showed up. There was Frank and Tim and Janelle, and and you'd pay. This all goes to charity. It's a charity game,
Yeah.
and so you'd pay to be in the game. And they even cut it down to, okay, you can pay $5 and play for 1 hour during the game. So it's a nice charity event, but I don't want to. I'm afraid. I'm thinking of like, shut up, Comic-Con. Where you want to get it, you want to talk to somebody or something, you have to stand in line and pay for it and all that kind of stuff. That's some of the thing I would avoid. But you guys are on the right track with that. I'm just
Well, the idea is we have like as an example for this event, for where we're at in the size conference room, what's going to happen is besides the special guests running the game, we're going to have room for 8 people. Okay. And then for their $100, I just throw a number out there. It's, I don't know, for their money, they're going to be able to not only game with that person, they're going to get fed. We're going to have non-alcoholic libations there to drink. And then also they're going to get whatever adventure that person is running. They're going to get a specialized printing of it.
Nice.
So their own. So basically they can get like the special guests running it, signing it. They can get photographs with the person. So it's more of an intimate thing.
Okay.
And the reason why we're doing more of them this year is because the feedback we got from people that like did it with Tim last year were so positive. Like, it was so nice to be able to sit down with this guy, this legend, and one-on-one. And it was like half of it was not even gaming. It was just talking and shooting the shit with them, talking with them. And like, they were like, man, I didn't know that about Gary Gygax. Tim told us the story that him and Gary, and it was like, yeah, that's part of the magic of it.
Oh yeah. Oh
And
yeah.
That's what I want. I want people to be able to, and I know you're the same, is I want people to be able to come to the game convention and go, man, I met my idol,
Yeah, sure.
It was like with me, I met Darlene, man. I actually managed, Darlene gave me a hug, and just that and talking with her,
Yeah. She's a nice
I
lady.
grew up idolizing that woman.
Oh yeah.
Mind blown,
Oh yeah. Her coloring book I bought for my granddaughters, and I showed a picture on Facebook, and she was thrilled
Yeah.
with that. I said, "Here's what I got them for the convention. They love it." And they were standing there with her book.
And the nice thing about small cons like me and Rogers is it's not like Gen Con.
Mhm.
The special guests at our conventions are accessible.
Yeah.
Yes.
You don't have to wait
That's
in
what I'm
line
talking
6 hours with their handler.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm talking about
Yeah.
right there.
Kind of a story on that. When we went to GaryCon, and I was in line to see, I think it was Earl Otis, because that's the person I wanted to see. There was some people in front of us that had literally a huge, like, wheel around suitcase,
Yeah.
and they had opened it up on the floor, and inside were like a bunch of like USPS boxes, postal service boxes, priority mail boxes, and they've got them all labeled, and like they pull out like 3 or 4 of them that say Earl Otis, and like there's I don't know, a stack of like like this, of like a maybe a dozen modules or whatever, or something like that, and then another yeah, and they're like in line. And I was kind of so I kind of complained about it. I don't really have a filter or inhibitors. So I was kind of like, do you believe this shit? This is ridiculous, kind of being loud about it, because I think that is,
It is.
it's crazy. And so this guy ahead of them in line, like 2 people ahead of them in line, my buddy Jason Farwander, who's in the chat, he like went up and talked to this guy, and they're like talking or whatever, and then all of a sudden this guy we just met, he like looks back at me and he goes, "Hey Roger, yeah, it's good to see you. Yeah, come on up with us." And basically just we like skipped those guys, and yeah, we got up there, and he was like, "Yeah, that's bullshit." I'm happy to let him.
I am guilty of that once. I'm guilty of that once. One of the
Nice.
North Texas, I brought a stack like so about of 2E hardbacks. And I got Steve Winter and Zeb Cook to sign every damn one of them.
Yeah.
Damn.
Buying them drinks all night then.
But
I was about to say,
You know
yeah.
what,
What'd you
Glenn?
do to get it?
Glenn, do you have those books still?
I do.
See, so and I was the same way with Earl Otis. I had like 6 things for him to sign. They were all, different. And I mean, these guys had 12 copies of the same thing, like 3 different things. We know what they're doing. They're selling them,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well,
and so when I went up to Earl Otis, I got to meet him for the first time, and got a tear in my eye and everything. But he, I said, listen, there's a lot here I want you to sign, and I said, I'm not selling this stuff. This stuff's going to the grave with me,
yeah.
And he even said, I don't remember exactly what he said, but he's like, yeah, no, not like some people, and he like looks back at the guys with the
Yeah.
suitcase, and no, but that
Well,
was,
and that's
that
what people
was
don't
great.
understand because I mentioned Darlene because Darlene, as a thank you to me and my wife, gave us the World of Greyhawk map,
Yeah.
a print of it, and she signed it and made a personalized note. That's
Oh.
hanging on the wall right over there. I'll never get rid of that.
I
It's
spent the
like-
first. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I won at TotalCon, and I don't know how the hell I won it out of all the people. I won a 1-of-1 large print from Jeff. Not D.
Diesel.
Was that Diesel?
Yeah.
Yeah, I won a 1-of-1
Yeah.
print from him, signed, and it was like that's never going anywhere. And I actually had a very well-known collector on Facebook offer me $1,200 for it, and I was like,
Wow.
nope.
Wow.
It's a 1-of-1. There's only
Yeah.
one signed by him, and I got
Yeah.
photographs of him holding it and signing it, and with me with it. So the provenance in it, 10 years from now, nobody's going to be able to dispute it and say, "Oh, you made that yourself."
I spent the first 4 years of North Texas just getting autographs.
Yeah,
I mean, I've got a Deities and Demigods up there. It's a first printing. I got signatures of about half the people who worked on it.
Nice.
Errol Otis signed my stuff too. And it was so funny. I brought that book, and he's a hell of a nice guy. I got to tell you.
He is. Yeah.
And
I've never met him, but I heard he is.
I said, "Can you sign this?" And he goes, "Oh!" And he grabs it, and he's like a kid, and it's like, "Oh yeah, the Cthulhu stuff. Okay, yeah," because he did all the pictures of that, and it's like, and he was just geeking out over the whole book. Oh yeah, I remember that. It was great. He was great. And I said, "You're my favorite artist who's ever drawn Great Cthulhu." And I said, "Why?" Because he looks like Cthulhu before coffee. He's like this.
Nice.
Great guy. What a great.
Well, Tom asks, what if you give a free 1-day pass to kids at local schools, D&D club? We're actually doing that in a sense of my wife's school district, where she teaches at, has a heavy D&D club presence at all the school branches they do. We're actually reaching out to them, and we're going to offer free passes to the kids. Gets them in there
Cool.
and gets them, buying stuff from vendors and playing games and doing so.
Nice.
X gets a square. Kids under 12 are free. 12 and
Really?
under are free at WizardCon. But we also have a cap for
Yeah.
young. We just don't suggest people bring their kids that are 5 and under, 6 and under, just because they tend to be loud. They cry, they do, and it's just
I
not a good
always
fit for a convention.
I always thought
You
D&D
know.
had kind of an age
Yeah.
where they start.
Well,
you know?
just as a game convention in general,
Mhm.
you have a group of people there. They're gaming, they're having fun, and I have 4 daughters. Listen, I get it. You know what I mean? But it's like there's just this thing with kids that there are certain environments that are good for them, and there are just certain environments that are not.
That's
It's
true.
not an insult to mom and dad. It's not an insult to the kid, but just not a good fit for the convention. Those ages. you know.
the best D&D games I watched run was one for kids.
Yeah.
At Dundercon a long time ago. It was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Venture Satana still running his convention?
I do not know.
I know
far as
last
I
year
know.
he ran it, but I haven't heard much anything this year from him.
I heard Pacificon's still going under another name, but
Oh, are they? Yeah, they switched names. I know that. Yep,
yeah,
you're
but
right.
Dundercon's still going on. I see Doc Cross all the time on these live
Yeah.
streams. He always says, "Yeah, we're in Santa Clara now. Oh, you're in my old stomping grounds." Okay.
Well, guys, you know what? Yeah, definitely no screaming babies.
No
I
screaming
agree.
babies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it is 9:30, guys. We actually went almost 40 minutes over.
Oh no.
Oh
Yep.
no.
So,
Oh, YouTube's gonna spank us.
yep. I mean,
Screwing with the
Steve's-
algorithm.
he's got a bedtime,
Yeah.
you know. But smile, Lake. I hear your cat in the background. You're not bringing Hemi to the convention.
No,
He'll be humping every single stuffed animal there.
that cat is so senile by now. It's not even funny.
That cat has a thing for stuffed animals, like in a really, really weird
Bad
way.
way.
Scripted says, yes, still running. Plus, he added virtual. He's doing a I'll tell you what. Love the guy or hate the guy, you got to give the guy one thing. He's there for gaming. He loves gaming. He's creative, and he's running a con. I respect anyone who runs a con. Well, except Voldemort, who ran a real con, but that's a different story. But
No.
But gentlemen, again, thank you to everybody for coming on tonight. Roger, thank you very much.
Yeah, happy to be here anytime.
Yeah. Steve, Glenn, thank you. Eric, thank you wherever you're at. Everybody in the chat, Foogly, Unscripted, JB, everybody, Scott, everybody, thank you very much. Without you guys, we just don't have a show, and we never got to anything but talking conventions. But isn't that cool?
Yeah.
You know? So everybody go on Facebook. Roger, what is the search thing for your con for I get it right?
CNY RPG Con, I think will take you there.
CNY RPG
CNY
Con.
RPG Con, I think
Look for-
will take you there, and then
And what are the dates?
June 12th, 13th, 14th. Hey, I have
And
the flyer
14th.
here. So June 12th through 14th, 2026.
Nice.
There it is. Yeah.
Yep.
Place
So
to
yeah.
be.
So
One
everybody,
time.
if you want to kill some good time for a weekend in June, Rogers Convention is the way to go. Utica, New York. It is a short drive no matter where you're coming from.
Yeah. Yeah.
WizardCon is April 24th, 25th, and 26th in Battle Creek, Michigan. Welcome to have everybody there if you want. You can go to our Facebook page, WizardCon. In fact, it's the real WizardCon because WizardCon was taken. And we'd love to have you guys subscribe. WizardCon.org is our website. Roger, do you have a website?
No, cnyrpgcon.com forwards to the
Tabletop events.
tabletop events site.
Okay. If you ever want a plain Jane website to help you out,
Yeah.
just get something. Let me know. Help you out for free.
Yeah, no, I would definitely love to get something going, to do that. So yeah, I'd love to do that.
I'll drop
Also,
you a PM tomorrow. Okay, we'll start the
if-
process.
If you don't mind me throwing another plug out there, I started a YouTube channel that's for
Ooh.
doing something to do some convention news and stuff. But we've been doing long form RPG discussions on Tuesdays at 8 or Tuesdays at 6, usually till about 8 or 9 p.m. And it's called Game Master Rogers Neighborhood.
All right, love it.
Nice.
So
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Yeah,
What was
right.
20s? Roger, send
so
me a link PM, please.
yeah, absolutely. I got to make like an intro video of me like taking off like a blazer and putting on my vest and
Right.
like taking
Yes.
off my
Yeah.
shoes and putting my boots on or something.
Yeah.
Something
Yeah.
like that. I think it'd be
That's
interesting.
really
But
cool.
yeah, we just do some long form RPG discussion next week. Next Tuesday, Eric's going to drop in. Tenkar is going to drop in, and
Good.
we're going to
deal.
talk about some stuff. So
Nice.
good times.
Good.
But,
Well, everybody, thank you again for tuning in tonight. We are going to be back on next week. Also, please hit that like and subscribe button. If you go to the Vlog of Many Things YouTube channel, you're going to see also starting this week, we're going to be going ahead and doing some other type of shorter videos. It'll be like me and Steve, or me and Glenn, or it might be me and Tom, or me and Eric. Just some little short, little info type good stuff. So you'll see stuff happening. So
I'll
everybody, again, thank you for tuning in. Roger, good sir, thank you.
Good night,
Glenn,
folks.
Steve,
Night.
thank you.